Got a lot of work to do today, and I need the tractor. I come out here first thing, and look what I'm greeted with. What a wonderful flat tire to have today. Thank you so much. Why me, Lord? Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Out on the Ranch with Dr. Lee. This is a redneck white trash version today. Caught me in my Sunday afternoon gear here. It is a Sunday afternoon. It's kind of hot in South Texas, but the wind's blowing, got a little bit of cloud cover, so it's not too bad of a day. This is the day where I usually catch up on all my small projects. Have 2 water leaks under sinks in the house to take care of. I've got a broken water pipe going to one of the goat pens for the waterers out there. I've got 2 tractors that need hydraulic fluid changes, and I needed to change the oil and filters in my pickup. However, all of those got superseded by one small problem, and that is that my wife got chiggers the last time she went down to the creek. She says the grass is too tall. So guess what, for you married guys, for those of you who've been married more than 5 years, guess which one of those things went to the top of the list in a New York minute? That's right, that's why I'm on Old Blue right now. We're not going to get the hydraulic fluid changed today on this baby. We're going to the creek, shred the grass down a little bit so Mom doesn't get chiggers. And for you guys that have not been married more than 5 years, let me give you one phrase that will make your life much simpler the rest of your life. It goes kind of like this. When Mama's happy, everybody's happy. Remember that. Words of wisdom from the voice of experience. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all have had a great week. Threw some weird videos in this week and saw the subscribers kind of go up and down. Some of the stuff was really liked, some of it wasn't liked much at all. And you know, what can I say? That's the way it is out here on the ranch. You're going to get a little bit of everything. But I've got to go to work. I hope you guys are sitting in front of your computers enjoying your Sunday afternoon. And if you are, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of something. I'm not going to take you down to the creek and watch me mow grass. The only thing less exciting than that is just to watch the grass grow. But I'm going to leave you with a little Uncle Floyd for this afternoon. As you know, about 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I posted Uncle Floyd starting a 3-part series on World War II. And the first part got him into the Navy and got him into setting up the hospitals and all the things he did for the Navy. And then the next part, they're down at the mouth of the Mississippi River. And again, to kind of get you up to speed with this, they put him on tugboats in World War II. He crossed the Pacific Ocean 4 times in a tugboat in World War II. You talk about tough, man. Those old guys, they were tough. But here's Floyd. They're about to set out for their first duty in World War II, and they're pulling a bunch of barges from the Mississippi River to the South Pacific Ocean. And it's kind of an interesting story. He talks about how an old World War I Commodore who was on his ship went against the orders of the captain and made the captain take the barge a completely different way because the old man, trying to hit my brain there, because the old man knew the currents of the Pacific and he knew how to get places fast. So kind of an interesting story there. But to fill you in, Uncle Floyd's on a Navy tugboat, a seagoing, an ocean-going tugboat. They're pulling a big barge, and there's a few other private commercial tugboats pulling other barges with them. They did that back in World War II. They would confiscate boats, and they would also commandeer companies. And they would say, you now work for the United States Navy, and you're going to take your barge, instead of going up the Mississippi River, your next stop is in Hawaii. And they would take those guys all over the world. So anyway, interesting video. I know you guys love Uncle Floyd already. This is a pretty exciting video. And again, this is part 2. There's one more to come after this. You guys have a great Sunday. Thanks a lot for dropping by on Out on the Ranch with Dr. Lee. I've got grass to mow. We'll see you next time. Remember, I love you. You guys take care. Bye-bye now. Here. Okay, we're good, Floyd.
So we had orders to pick up a tow on the mouth of Mississippi, and our ship was the command ship, and we had 3 civilian tugs towing 3 sections of an ABS D5 dry dock, and each one of them had 2 pontoon barges tied on behind that.
And your ship was a big tugboat too, right?
We were a tugboat, and we were the command of the voyage.
How big was your boat?
It was an auxiliary ocean towing, 110 feet long and 34 feet wide.
Wow.
And so the skipper had orders to go to Pearl Harbor, and he was up on the flying bridge, and in the meantime, we had this Commodore come aboard.
Commodore.
Navy Commodore. And there was only 5 of them in World War II. That's all there's left, and there's none now. But
was that like an admiral or something in World War One? Or
no, he wasn't quite that high.
Uh-huh.
But and he wasn't up with the generals or the admirals. But he was
above an ensign, maybe.
Oh, above a commander.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Big dog.
And but anyway, he was a tough old egg, and he told me one day that he had walked all the way across Russia at one time. But anyway, he went up on the flying bridge with the skipper and looked at where the skipper had him, our destination going on, and he said, "Captain, where are you going?" He says, "I'm going to Pearl Harbor, just like our order said." "No, you're not going to Pearl Harbor. You are going the way I told you to go. You change your setting to this route that I'm telling you, and you better do it now." So he said, "Well, I can't do that. I got orders." He said, "You better do it. You better do it." Anyway, Mr. Captain Flanagan changed the direction, and we went down to, we ended up down by the Christmas Islands, and one of the skippers of the civilian tug died, and we had to bury him at sea. And of course, they had to wire in our location.
Oh, yeah.
And our captain got orders back. "What are you doing down around the Christmas Island? You change your direction immediately, and you head for Pearl Harbor." So the skipper did that, and the old commander said, "Captain, are you deliberately trying to make me mad?" He said, "Well, we got strict orders to go to Pearl Harbor." He said, "Do you want to be thrown off this flying bridge? You're going to go the way I tell you to go." Yeah. And so we changed directions again. And that was after we'd left Panama Canal. I should have told you about that. We stayed there at the Panama Canal for a while and towed boats and things through the canal.
Oh, wow.
I think we went through there 13 times.
Yeah.
And then we headed down this other way.
So the orders were to go, y'all were headed to somewhere else, but he wanted you to go by way of Pearl Harbor.
Right.
And this other guy says, "We're going to go to that same place, but we're not going by way of Pearl Harbor." The Commodore said that.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Well, it turned out that he was the executive, no, he was the second in command on the ABS D5 dock when they got it on. And his skipper had the other 2 sections and going to, but he wasn't near us, we never saw him.
The other 2 sections that were being pulled by the commercial tugs?
By commercial tugs, just
Gotcha.
like ours was.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We finally got to Guiana, Samara, where we were supposed to go. That's in the Leyte Gulf in the Philippine Islands.
Right.
And we got there 3 weeks before the Commodore's skipper came. And he'd gotten storms. He'd lost his barges they were towing behind the dry dock sections.
And these guys were headed, they were following orders, and they went to Pearl.
They went the way they were told to go.
And they were 3 weeks later than you.
And it turned out they had bet 5 cases of whiskey which one would get there first. But the Commodore was following the currents of the ocean.
That old boy, he'd been out there before, hadn't he?
He'd been there before, right?
I'll be darned. So he knew which currents would get him there the fastest.
Yeah, but we never did get in trouble or anything about it.
So you won the bet, so did he get the whiskey?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Of course, the Commodore stayed there because he was
he had
attached to
dry
that
docks.
ABSD-5.
Yeah.
He was the skipper both.
That's funny.
It's,
So did y'all see any action? Was there any Japanese in those areas?
No, not on that part of it. In fact, we never did see any action all the time we were gone.
Yeah.
After we dropped our tow there, oh goodness, we just towed stuff. We went to the Sunlight Channel down in Guadalcanal and towed barges to Okinawa to build docks. And we were towing a Army dredge from Tinian to Eniwetok at 2 knots an hour.
Oh my
A
God.
knot is a mile and a fifth.
Oh my
we were doing that when President Roosevelt died. But we towed stuff all over the ocean, all up into the Indian Ocean and all the way up to Okinawa. The only Jap plane I ever saw was one day. It was just a beautiful day, and all of a sudden I was standing on the deck and hear this Jap Zero come over me. He looked like he was 50 feet above me.
Oh my goodness.
And he was hauling it out. He was trying to get out of there. I have no idea where he come from or where he went. Nobody ever did anything.
It was just a total surprise to everybody.
He did.
I wonder if he was lost,
He must have been.
trying to find his bearings.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But he was right there in Okinawa.
And was this after the United States had control of Okinawa?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to get home.
We were anchored there in the harbor.
Yeah.
And we always listened to Tokyo Rose, and she was always telling the boys their wives were running around on them. They'd tell them anything, but
Oh yeah.
she had the best music, so we always listened to her. And she was telling this story one day about that they'd had a big battle, and the Japs had sunk the battleship Texas, and it was anchored off our bow about 100 yards. Let's see now. We may
start that.
We
over.
may have to do this last whole thing over. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking things that I should have put in. Okay, now where were we?
We were going to
we were
the Sixth Fleet thing.
Yeah, we were. After we picked up the pontoon barges, we headed for Okinawa, and we woke up one morning and we were right in the middle of the whole Sixth Fleet. And I'm telling you, that was a sight to be seen.
So you went to sleep that night, and how many ships were out?
None.
None. Y'all were out in the ocean by yourself?
Right.
You woke up the next day and the whole Sixth Fleet?
We were right in the middle of it.
How many ships would you
Oh God,
assume?
hundreds.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know as far as you can see them.
As far as you could see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where were they headed at that
I
time?
have no idea. Because they'd already taken Okinawa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't know where they
Working
went.
their way toward Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
And but anyway, we were anchored there in the harbor, and there was a destroyer anchored right next to it, and it was Franklin Delano Roosevelt Jr.'s destroyer.
Yeah.
And he came over and invited our whole crew to come over and watch movies and eat and cook the steaks and ice cream and the whole. You ever seen a ship that was spit and polish? It was spit and
That
polish.
one was.
Yeah.
Yeah. President's son.
Right.
Yeah.
I had seen Franklin Jr. in Miami when I was in the receiving ship. We were given shots for everybody that was going to the overhead, we were giving yellow fever and all those kind of shots, and Franklin Jr. came through the line.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty neat.
Yeah. Was he, what kind of a person was he?
Wonderful.
Really?
Just as nice and pleasant and wonderful as you could ever be.
You would never guess he was the president's son.
Never.
Yeah.
Down to earth, just same as everybody.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. Pretty interesting, Floyd. Thanks. Thanks for that bit.
I wished I could organize it better.
Well, we can, if you want to, we can make another video of little small things that you left out. I do that with my video. You can ask all these people that watch my videos. You never know what's coming next. Nothing's ever in order. So
you can always fit something.
You can put stuff. My viewers are pretty forgiving. I'll throw a whole bunch of crazy stuff at them, and they say, "Hey, we like that." So anyway, they love you, Floyd, and I know they're going to really love this video.
Well,
so
I hope so.
So thanks for giving us the time and the stories.
All right.
Everyone loves Uncle Floyd's story.
I enjoyed doing it. I just wish I could do a better job.
You did pretty good. You did pretty good.
Thanks a lot for watching Out on the Ranch with Dr. Lee and your Uncle Floyd.